Shivaji terminus, there are at least 8 iconic stations that are set to get change of names in Mumbai. Never ask naam mein kya rakha hai, and definitely not before the elections. There's a lot riding, including emotions. The Shinde government is on the verge of accepting a proposal which will see 8 iconic stations of Mumbai undergoing a name change. In fact, Chief Minister Shinde has already approved this. It's just before the cabinet tomorrow. Now, what are these changes? Mumbai Central will be Jagannath Shankar Shet. Curry Road will be Lal Bagh. Marine Lines will be Mumba Devi. Sandhurst Road will be Dongri. Cotton Green will be Kala Chowki. Charni Road will be Girgaon. Dockyard Road will be Mazgaon, and King's Circle Station will be Tirthankar Parshvanath. Well, if locals are the lifeline of Mumbai, these stations are at the heart of Mumbai's identity, many would argue. These are a household name when it comes to Mumbaikars, but the Maharashtra government feels time has come to do away with the colonial legacy. So it should start with changing the names of these British-era stations. The proposal for the name change was floated by Shiv Sena MP Rahul Shivale, and it has received the nod of Chief Minister Eknath Shinde. The Maharashtra cabinet will decide on the proposal tomorrow, and once it is approved, it will be sent to the central government. Just as you know, this is not the first time that an iconic place is being renamed in Maharashtra in the name of doing away with colonial legacy. Remember, in 1995, Bombay, an emotion for those living in the city, was renamed Mumbai. In 2017, the name of iconic Victoria Terminus was changed to Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj Terminus. Very recently, in 2023, Aurangabad and Osmanabad were renamed as Sambhaji Nagar and Dharashiv, respectively. Ever since 2014, when the BJP came into power at the centre, name changes have been prevalent, to say the least. In fact, Prime Minister Modi has time and again spoken on the need to reconnect with our roots, do away with our colonial legacy. The centre has even acted upon this. Rajpath was renamed as Kartavya Path. Indian tunes were introduced at Beating the Retreat, doing away with some of the iconic tunes that India has otherwise beautifully remembered. The new naval ensign showcasing our country's culture was introduced. Netaji's statue was installed near India Gate. Now, one must say there is nothing wrong in doing away with the names which were imposed on India by outsiders. But the question is, the name change worth the hassle, or is it really a priority? And particularly, how important a game changer does this become before elections? Before heading to our guests, let's listen in to what Mumbaikars feel about this.
I feel like it'll create a lot of confusion for the commuters because everyone is literally by heart with the name. Chani Road Station, everyone knows it. Even the outside people who are not from Mumbai itself, they know Chani Road Station.
Like I feel कि जो old है, that is fine. Like because we are more familiar with those names. So just introducing new names which will be difficult to register for common people. So and it doesn't have any meaning as such.
Important ऐसे कि अगर उसके अंदर संस्कृति कहीं ना कहीं रिलेटेड हो, उसका जो जगह वहाँ से हो, अगर वो नाम हो तो चेंज कर देना चाहिए.
Well, mixed reactions coming in here. But let me introduce my panelists. Krishna Hegde, who's a spokesperson for Shiv Sena. Dilip Cherian, founder, Perfect Relations. Chandrasekhar Jha, leader for the Uddhav Thackeray Shiv Sena faction. Thank you very much, all three of you, for joining us. Dilip Cherian, let me just come over to you first. How much of this is a game changer? I mean, of course, elections are around the corner, but let's just leave that apart. How much of this is really relevant to people who are commuting the crisscross of Mumbai every single day?
I think, Sneha, the answer is that it is an inconvenience. It is purely a kind of electoral symbolism. And most importantly, I think that given that we are trying to stay close to our roots and retain our culture, we have to understand that there is a colonial culture which exists, which is a part of our history, And while we must erase the aspects of it which affect us as a society, name changing is not going to get us very far. Name changing is wonderful, it's symbolic, but is it meaningful? The answer is, to my mind, no. We still call, I'm giving you a Delhi example just to shift the focus from Mumbai, which I still call Bombay at most times, but we still call, you know, Connaught Place, Connaught Place. You know, it's difficult to think of it as Rajiv Chowk. It doesn't come easily to most people. You know, the metro station may be renamed, but essentially the public memory lasts for a longer time than the rulers, the new rulers, would like to imagine.
In fact, Dilip, now that you brought that in, it's very interesting. People don't say Connaught Place Metro Station. They say Rajiv Chowk Metro Station. But Connaught Place remains Connaught Place. That's what names really are about. I don't think, I mean, it's my opinion. Mumbaikars are the best judge of this. I don't want to bring in my opinion more on this. But Krishna Hegde, let me ask you this very simple question. You want to do away with the colonial legacy. How much of that can really be done away with just name change? I mean, I'm not saying that anything is wrong with all of these cultural connects that are being tried to be brought in, but all of these names have such strong, iconic memories, not only for those who are in Mumbai, but even beyond. Even if I have to go and commute, these names strike me. I have never lived in Mumbai, and so many others across India and the world for that matter.
Yeah, first let me tell you that after 75 years of independence, I think we need to get out of the colonial mindset. And that is very important. So I'm not disputing with Mr. Cherian when he says that, you know, Connaught Place is still called Connaught Place, like Churchgate Station may be called Churchgate Station and not Chintamani Deshmukh Station. But Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, that's CST station, is more relevant than Victoria Terminus. And similarly, like you said, that the local lingo or the local flavor comes from Lal Bagh. It doesn't come from Curry Road. Everyone knows Lal Bagh. No one knows Curry Road. Everyone knows Dongri. They don't know Sandhurst Road. Everyone knows Kala Chowki. They don't know Cotton Green in Mumbai lingo. And everyone knows Masgaon and they don't know Dockyard Road. Similarly, there are so many other names where the local names are more popular. They are more sentimental. There has been a history to these local names. And therefore, if Rahul Shewale, our member of parliament, has proposed before the cabinet that some of these names have to be changed, I think it's a welcome move and I think it should be done. Because how long are we going to live? And like I am very surprised that a senior person like Mr. Cherian is still saying that there is a colonial mindset still prevailing. So in some places it's fine to have it. In some places, I think there needs to be
No,
a
I
change. And I
don't
think
think he spoke
today,
about a colonial mindset. I think that's a bit of a stretch. He has never favored the colonial mindset. I think that's... Anyway, I leave that. You would take that argument for sure. But Shekhar Jha, Chandrasekhar Jha, how do you look at what's been proposed here?
See, the colonial mindset is already gone. After independence, it is already gone from the minds of the public in India. And if you see today, what is happening, that these name changes are coming up due to elections and nothing else. And eventually, these name changes never came up before elections. These are only election stunts and nothing else. And if you require to change all the names, like Sambhaji Nagar was changed by Maniniya Uddhav Balasaheb Thackeray. He tried to do it, but could not do because the government was fallen down. So therefore, if you see, the name change has got certain abbreviations which are required to be done at a time when you are in the government and not at the time of elections. And it is very clear now that these are all being done for the elections and nothing else.
Dilip Cherian, I mean, you of course have to respond to what Mr. Krishna Hegde said about, accusing you of a colonial mindset. You could take that on. However, I also have to ask you this. How much of a vote factor can this really be? Branding, rebranding, names. It's Mumbai. It's a very urban crowd. Much of this is in South Mumbai, the names that we are talking about. How much of a vote connect is this for people?
Sneha, I am not going to go into the business of writing, rewriting, or erasing history or colonialism. You can erase all you want, but it exists and it happened. I think that the government of the day will gain more political mileage once it gets, for example, Bombay's metro going. I don't think renaming stations is going to make the public say, wow, this is the government I really want to back. I think that when the coastal road gets done, people are going to say, yes, it has definitely changed the commute pattern of the city. So between the metro and the commute pattern change, thanks to the coastal road, I would say these are the big things. And I think today's governments recognize that they should be entitled to name what they have created. That is fully accepted by the average citizen. But renaming something, I believe, gives very little electoral advantage. I've done campaigning for multiple elections in multiple places for multiple parties. And let me tell you, what gets the voter excited is the generation of new kinds of infrastructure, of new kinds of social infrastructure, and of new kinds of ideas. And that does not, sadly, involve new names.
Okay, Krishna Hegde, this is one question that I wanted to ask Dilip Cherian, but I don't want to put him in a spot because this is what few Mumbaikars told me. The name has been changed to, the Victoria's Terminus name has been changed, but they still, out of habit, they use Victoria Terminus, even though they really revere Shivaji Maharaj. Now, when we look at that and we look at this emotion around this, can I ask you one question? If we really want to erase colonial legacy, why don't we just do away with those buildings, erase them, remove it? What's the name? How superficial is that? Or is it? Or you think it's not superficial? Yes, Mr. Krishna Hegde, it's for you.
Sneha, I don't think we should erase buildings and history. This is part of the legacy of every city and every country. Secondly, I'm very surprised that Mr. Jha, my friend, is telling me that we are doing it for votes. There are 6 Lok Sabha seats in Mumbai. We won all 6, and we won it with margins of 2 lakhs to 4 lakhs and 4.5 lakhs. So I don't think we need these. This is not for the voting pattern. Third, I totally agree with
so
Mr.
what
Cherian
is it for?
when he says that.
Is it only about
that this is not, it doesn't affect any votes. It is the sentiment of the people, and the sentiment of the local people have to be, respected. Thirdly, though these stations are more in South Mumbai, the people commuting by train are around 50 to 60 lakh people every day, and they come from the suburbs of Mumbai who travel to the cities for their work. So I don't think it's only about South Mumbai. It is about like Sandhurst Road. Everyone knows Dongri. No one knows Sandhurst Road. Or Cotton Green, Kala Chowki is more popular. These are the local names, and I think the local sentiment also has to be respected. Where, like you said, Victoria Terminus, they don't call it Victoria Terminus. At times they call it VT. No one even knows it's Victoria Terminus. So I think it's a much more, relevant, a more important name. Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, who has been, the icon of Maharashtra and India, the brave Maratha, the great Maratha.
All right.
And I think it's an apt name for a big station like CST, Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj Terminus. And similarly,
how do you respond to this? That it's about the local flavor. It's about, let me just get in Chandrasekhar Jha as well to what you are saying. It's the local flavor. It's the local connect. It's what people use every day. It's what people relate to most about those stations. What's wrong with it? How is it about elections?
See, this colonial mindset is basically now in the mind of BJP, and they seek everything as a colonial mindset. But have they come out of the colonial mindset? Have they done so? Because they are following the same mindset in the last 9 to 10 years. And if you see their work and how they have done the things in the state as well as the center. If anybody comes to a conclusion, the conclusion of colonial mindset is within the BJP and their allied partners and nothing else. And this colonial mindset is already gone. And if you rename some places, that is not going to help you with removing the colonial mindset. The colonial mindset is within the body and mind of the party which is ruling center as well as state and their respective allied partners.
Okay.
So if you say today that it is not for election, but
Okay.
renaming the
Okay.
places will help the removing the colonial legacy or the colonial mindset is completely incorrect. And if you today very categorically see that before elections these are being done, why before elections? Why not in between the
Okay.
period which you are in the government and
Okay.
you are
All
doing
right.
so?
I'm being
So
told we're
these
totally out of time. Okay, I'm being told that we're totally out of time. But Dilip Cherian, the last question to you, a minute maybe to you. Um, a word on how BJP has used this as a very important tool. And it's not just about Mumbai, it's not just about Maharashtra. To whatever BJP has said and done, the name change that seems to be playing on since the time it came to power, time and again for different pockets, including in Delhi, is it extremely thought out? Is it, I mean, is it part of their larger game plan? Because it's not like name changes did not happen earlier. But look at the extent of the name changes and the landmark locations that it has affected.
I think that there is a bit of a hurry in doing these things. That is not very good. And I'm going to end by just saying one thing. If you truly wanted to respect the legacy of Bombay, Mumbai, and what the city stands for, I would like to see greater respect and greater importance given to the original inhabitants of the city, who are the Koli fishermen, who need to be celebrated and whose heroes and iconic places need to be named so that we remember them. That would be truly cultural renaissance of the kind that this country needs. I'll stop here.
Right. Right. Thank you very much, Dilip Cherian, for joining us. Krishna Hegde, as well as Chandrasekhar Jha, thank you for joining us. Sorry, I can see Mr. Hegde raise his fingers for an answer, but I'm totally out of time. Thank you so much for joining us on this.